what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Things Kentucky. We still rolling. What's going on, Coach?
Had no fear. Big Things here. I'm Coach Bew, my main man, Coach TV on assignment, Coach Truck in the building. Hey, as always, make sure you subscribe, share, like Big Things Kentucky on YouTube. Follow all our social media platforms. Coach Truck got that Carolina blue back there. I know he's a Carolina fan at heart. We don't want you, though, because you bad luck. Matter of fact, I got a picture I'm going to post later on showing people to know if you're a Tampa Bay fan, please beware and be worried because he is the kiss of death. I see the man pick a horse in Kentucky Derby. The horse took off, broke both his legs. They had to put it down on the track. That's how bad it was. But that's a whole nother story. What's going on, Coach?
Man, not much, man. Like I said, we are struggling with this COVID in basketball. I think it's a little worse than people thought. But at the same time, you know, we are getting through it. So hopefully, like we said, knock on wood, man, we get the Sweet 16 and everything goes off without a hitch.
Absolutely, Coach. This past Sunday, we had a good interview with Coach McPeak from Frederick Douglass. You get a chance to check that out, as well as last week's show. And be looking for those coming every Sunday, Coach.
Now, Coach, real quick, we got the Super Bowl coming up. We got my Chiefs taking on my Bucks. Who you got, Coach?
Coach, one, you got to pick one team. You can't go in there and talk about my Chiefs and my Bucks. You got the Chiefs and the Bucks. Who do you like in there between these two teams? You know, you got all 28 teams in the NFL. Who you picking
Brady,
this team?
but this just ain't the year. We're going to win it next year. So I'm going to give me the Chiefs, Coach. Give me the Chiefs. Hail Chiefs, baby.
Chiefs, it might be the kiss of death. But I'm also riding with the Chiefs. My guy, Patrick Mahomes, I think he is going to be, by the time he's done, the greatest quarterback ever, right behind Joe Montana and right above Tom Brady.
All right, Coach, man, you know, that region right now, Coach, on the boys' side, it's got to be the GRC Cardinals. We caught up with their head coach, Coach Josh Cook. Coach Cook, how you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me on today. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach Cook, man, coming off a great year last year, 28-7, 16-2 in district play. Man, how do you follow up on a great season like that?
Well, really, you know, with everything kind of just the situation, we've kind of tried to embrace just being able to play, you know, and just make sure that, hey, really enjoy the opportunity to get out there and play. Every game we've played, it's more about the 32 minutes play every possession. So, and our kids have kind of bought into that. And, you know, still not having a chance to play in Rep Arena last year, I think the guys returning want to do it for themselves, but also for the guys who didn't get that opportunity. So our guys are hungry just to have an opportunity to play and hopefully get back.
Now, Coach, we were at you guys as that regional final in that beautiful palace, man. Shout out to that gym and love the pork chop sandwiches, man. Coach, just saying. But you know, you guys held off Madison Southern. How disappointing was it when you got the news that they weren't going to have the Sweet 16?
You know, your first thought is, you know, as a coach, you kind of, you know, you love all your players and your kids. You start worrying about the kids. You know, I mean, I've been lucky enough to have that opportunity to be there before. You know, for high school kids, it's kind of that goal, especially in Kentucky. It's what they talk about and dream of doing. So when they lost that opportunity, my first thought was just, you know, about the kids. Just make sure, hey, let's how can we try to turn this into a positive and use it as a life lesson? But also, most importantly, they need to just try to be thankful for the opportunities they have. You know, they need to be, I told them to be positive and remember that, you know, you're a 10th region champion. No matter what happens, that can never be taken away from you.
The coach, man, having a great year this year, undefeated right now, 9-0, had a few COVID cancellations, led by, I think, a junior in Jerome Morton, a.k.a. the Jet. I coached him in football, great young man, a lot of talent. Look like he stepped his game up a little bit. What is Jet giving you?
He's played well, you know, as far as just overall, I think his game's just so much more aggressive. And, you know, he's always kind of had that smoothness to his game. But he's just been so much more aggressive. And, you know, when you see the green light film, want to just go dunk on somebody, you know, just having that attack mode get to the rim. So, you know, some unfortunate news, you know, and it's kind of got out lately just a little bit is, you know, he had an injury when we played Pulaski, not this last Friday, but Friday before. So he had surgery this week on his wrist. It was a non-shooting hand. And hopefully they're looking around 4 weeks, and hopefully he'll have a floor cover and be back. So, right now he's working on his mental part, trying to understand the game in other ways and just trying to be a great teammate. But, he's still can carry so much for a program in the meantime right now.
Now, Coach, we got 2 games this week. We got, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right.
We got East Jessamine and Parish this week. You know what I'm saying? How do you keep the guys focused with everything that's going on and keeping this role going with the Jet L?
This other guy's got to step up. We played well against Mason. I told him it was our first game without him. We had a full week to be able to practice with some cancellations. Guys got to step up. And, I think Jerome's really in their corner as far as trying to lead those guys on, saying, hey, guys, you all can do this right now. And in the end, see big picture. We're only going to be better in the end when he returns. And so we have to adjust a few things, obviously, with Jerome, getting the firepower that he brings as far as being able to get down the floor and make plays. We've got to pay attention a lot more to scouting right now, defensively, just knowing how to take away their team's best options. But that's something we focused on Friday and had some success, and definitely going to have to continue this week. So, we definitely got a road game on Tuesday, and East Jessamine's played well. So, guys are going to really have to pay attention to scouting, and practice on Monday. As long as we get a habit, those things kind of change quickly. But we just got to keep that focus. So.
The coach, man, you also led by Jared Wellman, who's averaging almost 20 points a game, right behind Jet there. Who else are you going to lean on during this time?
Aiden Sloan, Trent Edwards, those guys are all, Trent's had some huge games for us so far. He continues to still, be more aggressive and run more offense through him. Aiden Sloan, who's a pure point guard, in my opinion, one of the best in the area. He's so unselfish that, on Friday night, I think he was a little confused. I was screaming at him, man, you got to shoot it. He's looking at me like, just trying to figure it out. I'm used to kind of dishing so much, but he's got to look to score the more, and guys like Stanley Smothers, their averages need to go from, be ready to get 10, 12 points a game. And he's been a great asset around the post and finishing. Guys like Sammy Hernandez and stuff been stepping up. But, and Jared was great. And what was great for Jared on Friday, Jared's, one of the best 3-point shooters in the area, if not the state of Kentucky. And so Friday, they kind of face guarded him. So it made him change his game. And I think he hit 1 3, and the rest of his game was all driving and slashing. So for him to adjust his game and still keep that scoring was huge for us.
All right, Coach, man. Now, what's it going to take for us to repeat as region champions this season and hopefully go on the run, Coach?
At the end of the day, I think, you got to have a little luck on your side. Things got to go well. The situation hopefully has to improve, and we got to stay healthy, and some of those things we can't control. But, at those moments when things happen, you got to pull together, and other guys continue to step up. But I really like our basketball team. They can score. I'm having a blast coaching them. They're great kids, and they're very unselfish. But, we got to continue to say, hey, on the days that we're practicing, we're in the gym, you got to continue to get better. And, when to go from, from great and keep on kind of, moving forward, you've got to really focus on some small things, and our guys have to do that.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you, man. Man, great interview with Coach Cooks there, man. Right. GRC. Yep. Like I said, I asked him, he said they've got a bit over the radar, kind of overlooked, but a great team. Jerome Morton. Remember that name, y'all. He's going to be a star. I think he still has another year after this junior year left. Man, he's going to be something special. Watch out for that young man.
Wish the Jet a speedy recovery, man, so he can get back to making those special plays.
Absolutely, Coach. We had a pleasure of coaching him in football. Great young man, great family, a heck of an athlete. His older brother's a pretty good athlete too, though.
All right. Now, on the girls' side, another surprising team that's red hot is the Madison Southern Eagles under first-year head coach Josh Curtis. Here's our chat with him. How you doing, Coach?
Doing pretty good, thank you.
All right, Coach, y'all started off the season. This is your first season as the head coach of the Lady Eagles. Coach, y'all have started off 9-2, red hot in the 11th region. Coach, tell us about your first year with the girls.
Well, I knew years ago I wanted to be a head coach in Kentucky, and you could never predict that this would be what my first season would be like with all of the craziness going on. But it's been a good start for us. We made the best of all these situations that we keep getting thrown at us. So just of all things considered,
Coach
I'm
Curtis,
pretty
man,
pleased
of
with
course
where we're at.
you was 16-15 last year. You're currently 92 this year, so big change from last year. You led right now in scoring by Samantha Carlson. She's averaging 19.5 points a game, and then you got Macy Deans averaging almost 9 points a game. Who else do you lean on, Coach, in your program?
So we've got quite a few options. Some of them are really starting to come into their own. Reese Step, she missed the whole season last year basically with an ACL injury. She's a 6-foot guard basically. We asked her to play down low, but she's starting to get comfortable. Our point guard Morgan Flannery, she's a 3-year starter. And she does a lot for us defensively, especially. And we've got a very strong bench. We probably have 4 or 5 other kids that could start for a lot of teams. And so we're fortunate enough to be able to bring those kids off the bench.
Now, coming from MoCo, y'all are familiar with Madison Southern. So were you familiar with this team? And how was it introducing yourself and meeting with the girls and them taking to your system?
Yeah. I was a little familiar with Madison Southern, I should say. I don't think we played them in the last few years. I also helped coach the middle school teams over in Montgomery, so I would always go over and play the middle schools in Berea and Richmond. So I was very familiar with a lot of these kids ahead of time, and I knew there was a lot of talent, and that was definitely a big intrigue and wanted to apply for the job to begin with. But it's been good so far. I'm someone who always likes to get up and down the floor and press and try to create as many possessions as possible. And when I saw our personnel and got to meet them and talk to them and watch some film on them, that their strengths were what I want to do. So it was a perfect match, really.
Now, Coach, you spoke a little bit early on about the COVID being your COVID year. You've already had 5 games canceled for COVID. Have you adjusted your schedule for those? And I mean, are you planning on making some of those games up, or are you just gonna pick up more games later on?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment. I was looking at we've got to be in the top 5 or top 10 in the state just in games played. We've got 11 games in so far, so I mean we're pretty fortunate with where we're at. We actually are in quarantine right now. We get to come back this Friday. So it finally got us, but I mean, we're pretty fortunate on that end. As far as the scheduling goes, it can wear on you, especially when you wake up one day and you think you're playing this team or going to this place and then everything changes. It can be a lot just constantly emailing and trying to contact coaches and seeing who's not in quarantine to be able to play right now. So it definitely wears on you.
Well, who has been one of your biggest influence in your coaching style?
Yeah, I would say probably Beth Barrier. Beth Weiss, she won Miss Basketball back in '98, I think. Went on to play at Alabama, and so she was the head coach at Montgomery County for a few years. And I really learned a lot from her, just how to run a program, how to a lot of X's and O's. So she's a big influence on me, and she's been a big part in helping me get this job, and she'll check in. So she's been a big support system for me.
Now, how did you fall into girls basketball?
Well, it's a funny story. I always thought I was a boys coach. So I started off helping out with boys over in Montgomery County just to get in the door. And someone said, hey, we don't have I forget, 6th or 7th grade girls coach. You want to do it for the stipend? And so I'm okay, sure. And so got in with that, and just the more I got involved with it, and the more I learned just from coaching boys versus girls, it was just very rewarding to work with the girls. They are definitely someone who listens to everything you say. They want to try to do their best. There's no attitudes or egos. And so the more I got into that, and of course we had a lot of success over in Montgomery County, it made me realize that being a girls coach was probably my best fit.
Now you speak about the success you had at Montgomery County. Was it hard to you make that switch over to Madison Southern, to a program that was kind of middle of the road?
Yeah, it was definitely different. I mean, that was all I've known. And I was very close to a lot of the kids over there and still talk to them and keep up with them. So I had a lot of close relationships over there. So that was definitely an adjustment. But it's been a great transition to Madison Southern. The personnel is definitely different. Montgomery County, we were a lot younger. This team is a lot more experienced. We have a lot more upperclassmen. So it's been an adjustment, but it has been a great transition. I tell them all the time that I couldn't ask for a better team to go through this season with. They have been great just with everything we've thrown at them. And I know it wears on them, especially our seniors who they don't know when their last game potentially could be. But they've been great with everything that's been thrown
now,
at
Coach,
them.
you're in a brutal 11th region. I mean, you got two top teams as far as Dunbar and Franklin Flyers. How are you going to contend with them, Coach?
Well, we're really worried right now just about getting better right now. And when we run into them at the end of the season, that's when we'll deal with that. They are two very talented teams, have a lot of top players in the state on each team. So we know that they're going to present challenges, but we're trying to just make sure we're playing our best basketball at the end of the season, so that when we do run into those teams, hopefully that we'll be ready for them.
Now, Coach, what are your expectations for this team this year? What are your goal expectations? Of course, try to get better, but what is your end goal for this team?
Yeah, and I've always been someone who tries to stay away from goals like that. But just in terms of this, I mean, we obviously are a talented team. I think there's some expectations for us. I definitely think we can contend for the 44th district. There's some talented teams in there with Berea and Model and Central. So that's definitely going to be a very difficult challenge in itself. But we obviously want to contend for that. And I think if we're playing our best basketball, we can contend in the 11th region. We keep talking about how we would love to make history this year. Madison Southern has never won a regional game before. So we want to be able to hopefully take that first step this year. And hopefully do a little bit more, but I like our chances, and I think it's as you all said, there's a couple top teams at the top, but I think we can, if we're playing well at the end of the season, that we can contend.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. Good luck to you. Coach
Yes,
Curtis,
sir.
man, led by a couple of different young ladies in that team. Coming from Montgomery County, taking over Madison Southern team and got them looking 9-2. Facing some adversity with 5 COVID games canceled, but coaches still got these young ladies playing some great basketball.
Looking for big things out of the Lady Eagles, Coach, man. Like I said, as long as we keep rolling through, hopefully everything goes well. I'm really looking forward to these districts and regional tournaments.
Absolutely. They got a big game against Lafayette Friday. Make sure you get over there to check them out, and good luck to the Madison Southern girls. All right, Coach. Coming up on our Big Things Kentucky Sunday conversation, we got former Lafayette standout and former UK standout, Mr. Landon Young, sits down with us and talks about the upcoming draft. And as always, you have to be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my main man, Coach TB on the side, Coach Truck.
Hey.